Yes, sir. You already know what time it is.
Oh, yes.
I am Matt P.
And I am Jeremy Chase.
And this is parking lot parables.
Yes, sir.
Y'all already know what it is, man. Mm-hmm. We are here once again, still celebrating Black History Month.
Yes.
And it's been interesting so far, you know, in light of recent events, you know, I don't know. It's just like we live in a strange time, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, where, you know, it's all of a sudden now we're getting called racist for having a Black History Month.
Yeah, man. That's crazy because, like, there's Mexican heritage, there's Asian American Heritage Month. Like, everybody got a month. And it's like,
well, now I'm like, but then you have people who are of a fair skin, like saying, well, we like, when have y'all never had a history? Like,
bro, like, that's all the history we're taught.
That was the whole point, because I mean, y'all would, you want to call it American history, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, the problem is the American history wasn't telling the truth about a lot of things.
A whole lot.
It painted incorrect pictures about a lot of things. Things that we're still to this day finding out, uncovering different things. And, you know, true, that's not the people who are here now's fault, but hey, like, don't take it personal. And I think that's the problem, man. Like, a lot of people take things too personally. Like, if I was not black, wouldn't bother me that someone had their own, like, history.
Exactly, man. Like, even, I don't care what type of culture or race you're at, learn about your history, learn about your culture, like, dive into it, you know, because it's only going to teach you how to learn from your mistakes in the past. Like,
and I think that's the biggest issue, man. Like, people, there's a lot of people out here that aren't trying to learn from the past. They want to leave the past in the past.
Exactly.
You can't leave the past in the past. That's the most foolish thing you can do.
Be doomed to repeat it.
Like, not saying you should dwell in it. There's a difference between reflecting, which is what we're doing this month. We're reflecting on the past, honoring people's memory, who have
made a major impact,
you know, who paved and trailblazed and all of these types of things.
Oh yeah.
But now we got haters.
Oh yeah.
And they getting louder and louder.
Haters everywhere we go.
Like, and they getting louder by the day.
Yeah, man. It's crazy how aggressive people get about just celebrating your history, your culture. Like, you know, why do you have to be so loud about, like some people, if they're not included, bruh, they get rowdy. Like,
and you know what that is? You know what the sign of that is? That's just like a spoiled child in a family. Like, that's just like that video with them two sisters, right? Remember, it was the little sister's birthday, but the big sister, she was being a hater.
Oh yeah.
And she blew that little girl's candles out.
Yeah.
On her birthday.
Oh yeah, man.
And then, you know what? Little sis got on that head.
Okay.
So y'all should learn from that video. You keep running your mouth, go get on that head.
Yeah.
Some of y'all heads already messed up. But I digress.
But yeah, man, we talking about Black History this month. You know, the sacrifices that our people have made, the impact our people have made, the importance of our people. And today we're talking about the importance of the Black family.
And, you know, I'm sure somebody's gonna see this and be like, oh, here we go again. Well, I mean, were you not here for the last 5 minutes we've been talking?
Hello.
You know, so, I mean, looking at it from a broad perspective, the Black family has not always been, you know, put in a positive light.
Yeah.
Look at the 90s. A lot of movies with Black families, rarely did you see a movie with a Black family where, you know, the father was present. And not just present, but, you know, there for his family, raising his kids, there for his wife, not cheating. Like, very rarely did you see that type of image when
Yeah.
it came to black family, and a lot of other cultures as well. I mean, it's like it's always like, you know, the father can't be there.
Yeah.
The mother's stuck raising 4 kids.
And you know what, man? Like, one thing that really stemmed and hurt our community, you know, although a lot of people take advantage of it, is the welfare system.
Yeah.
Like, if there's a man present, they will not give you benefits. And that's one of the things that really drove a lot of men away. You know, they were hiding men in their house. Like these women didn't want men to be full-time fathers because they wanted them benefits. You know,
and things of this nature is still going on. You look you look at a lot of the not assisted living, but the housing authority areas. You know, what is it? It's women with children, plural. Yeah. And then you hear they have this guy living with them, someone who's not supposed to be there.
Exactly.
You know, and what is he doing most of the time? I hate to say it. Chances are he's not working an actual job. He's stealing or something like that. Yeah. Bringing trouble into that neighborhood. Yeah. And then it's like a vicious cycle.
Yeah. But like, man, I know one major point that the black family needs to go back to is having a man in a home, like a husband, like a father in the home, like just that family image, man. Like, I think a lot of times we don't understand how impactful it is to have a father, you know, that loves you, that cares for you, that, you know, does all he can for you.
Teaches the boys how to be men. Yeah. How to, you know, take care of the women. Teaches the women, you know, what to look for in a man.
How to be loved, how to be
not
treated.
To be taken advantage of.
Yeah, man. Like, it's so weird that, like, it's weird that some people actually come up to black men, you know, who taking care of their child, and it's like, I'm thankful for you. Like, that should be a regular thing. Yeah. Like,
be like, good job. You're such an amazing dad.
Like, that should be a regular.
This should be the standard, but it's not. And it looks strange. It looks strange. I mean, and hold on, before I know some of y'all probably like, well, I mean, I'm a single mom. I mean, hey, I was raised by a single mom, so I mean, not saying it can't be done,
but it was never meant for you to raise alone. It was never meant for you to take on that burden, you know?
Shout out to all the single moms out there. And the single dads.
Yeah.
You know, you're out here. I mean, there are more single moms out there, but there are some single dads out there who get overlooked. Who do get overlooked. And, you know, it ain't just single moms out here. Oh, no. So, you know, shout out to all the single parents that are doing everything they can, you know, to make the best life they can for their children.
Yeah, man. But like we said, the children need to see this. Like, when you have that image of mom and dad in the home, it breeds a better quality of life. Not saying that, you know, you can't make it, but it's like the example is there. You don't have to look anywhere else for it, you know? Like, I know a lot of time we look at movies and, you know,
look at TV.
All these fictitious things of what it's supposed to be as a family, you know. Even I had my parents in the home, but I was still looking at Fresh Prince, how they did their family, The Cosby Show, you know, all those different shows, Bernie Mac show, like all of them. Like, I was looking up to them as, you know, the family unit. But if I didn't have that unit in my own life, like, because we didn't see most of the time we didn't see the bad times that people go through in their families. We didn't see, you know, the struggles. We saw miniature versions of it, but we didn't see long-lasting struggles. We didn't see, you know, when people were getting sick and, you know, the fathers were there taking care of them, you know, and just building them up as men, as women, as, you know, children. Like, we didn't really see that in our own home. We looked at, you know, fictitious versions of what we thought we wanted. But yeah, man, like just that image, man, it's important. It's very important. I'm not saying you got to go out here and find you a man, or if you're a single dad, you got to find you a woman because that's what your kids need. I'm saying just don't give up on that. You know, I know a lot of people that, you know, they feel like because they have children, that's going to stop them from getting what, you know, God has for them as far as a mate. But, you know, if you truly desire it, like, God will give it to you. You don't have to go looking for it. You ain't got to flaunt your assets.
You ain't gotta bust it.
You know.
You ain't gotta show them the silhouette. Mm-hmm. Speaking of which, hold on, bro. I know I'm about to get off topic right quick, but this silhouette business.
Yeah.
Bro, that is the creepiest thing I have seen in a long time. I don't know what it is. It's like a combination of like the whole red light and all that stuff mixed in with the music, man. The junk is like creepy to me, boy.
Oh yeah, I feel you, bro. Like it's just weird. Like,
yeah, the junk is weird, and they took right before the silhouette challenge came. I don't know if some of y'all may have seen it, but they took that busted challenge to a whole nother level.
Yeah, I'm like, man,
they showed what it actually meant, cause you know. Some of us church folks, we didn't know. We just thought it was a little, you know, rock back and forth, you know, and we begin to rock. Yeah, they thought y'all was rocking on. Yeah, you was rocking on something, all right.
Yeah, man, that's why you gotta be careful. You know?
Yeah, don't. And this is another reason why the black family is so important. Look at this, like everybody just how easy we just like follow the trends. Yeah. You know, so we can be counted amongst in the number, man. We want to be out there. Yeah. So we gonna just follow the trend, whatever the trend might be, as dumb as it might be. We don't care, long as y'all running up them likes. Yeah. Long as y'all running up them hearts.
Yeah, man. And you know what? That goes into another fact that back in the day, we had black community. Like, it wasn't just about your family. Like, they took that saying, it takes a village to raise a child, seriously. Like, man, we could, if someone needed something, the whole community would come in and help.
Something like what the church is supposed to do.
Oh, yeah, man. Like,
what it originally was designed.
Yeah.
You know, and to be quite honest, bro, I mean, since we all transparent, I've never really experienced that, you know, the whole black community.
Yeah,
growing up,
coming together. Yeah,
growing up, a lot of our people I ran into, it wasn't good.
Yeah,
it wasn't good.
I mean, I've seen both sides of it. You know, my home church, they were very. They did stuff in the community. You know, we had this program, Meals on Wheels, where they would take meals to people.
That's pretty cool.
And like they even evangelized. You know. Like, they hit them streets and, you know, they saw people on their porch and was like, hey, you know about God? And they were actually doing the thing. But I think over the years, that sort of slowed down. You know, it's like sometimes we lose a focus of what the church was truly meant for. You know, I think we get so lost in the saving souls part that we forget that people are in need. Like, you know, Jesus, he took care of their need as well as their soul. Like, he even in the Adam and Eve, like, he took care of their need before he dealt with them as people.
Yeah, gave them clothes before he got on their tails. Yeah, about eating from that doggone tree that he told them not to eat.
Like I think we need to really go back to that. You know, as far as, you know, building community and not just doing it because you know we want to toot our own horn, like we gave 50 debtors today, we you know, it's
Lord have mercy,
out of a spirit of humility, man. Like,
you have already received your reward. Putting it out there that what you done did for somebody. Exactly, you have already received your reward. There's no more reward for you.
Oh no, man. Like, we gotta get back to those things. You know, I know some people that still have that mentality though. As far as, you know, giving back to the community, like literally not knowing what their right hand is doing. They don't have to toot their own for them. They just do the work and, you know, go about their business. You know, I think a lot of people that are in, you know, unfortunate situations, they don't want their business put out like that, you know? Like, if you were down on your luck, you don't want to be out here on film, you know, making you feel worse than you already feel. Mm-hmm. So I think it's very important we get back to that system of, you know, just giving just cause.
And for those of you who are just now tuning in, y'all probably seeing the title. We was talking about black family. You probably thinking, well, what does this got to do with black family? It's all relative, because we're talking about, you know, the character behind the black family, things that need to be implemented back into black families, you know, being positive role models, setting examples. And that's what we're talking about, you know, setting examples, helping people. You ain't got to announce that you help someone.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, that's a lot. I mean, I saw that a lot growing up, you know. Oh, people's they helped you. Oh, they gonna let everybody know. Okay. Everybody gonna know they helped you too.
We gave sister so-and-so $20 for gas. Like, and it's weird. I know even some churches, they be like they have to write everything down. You know, we gave this person this. Like, oh no, we paid her rent last time. We can't do that again. Like, bruh. Like, we post, like, in the Bible, the old church, man, they put everything together. And like, no one went without. You know, I think sometimes we do have that selfish mentality where we don't want to help nobody. We don't want to give. We don't want to, you know, show humility and be like, just help people out of the generosity of your heart. It's like you got to receive a reward for it. It's like, so what do I get out of this? Like, man, I think we really just have to change our heart. You know, like, the black community is had a real crab mentality where we're trying to overstuff everybody to get what we want. But it only works if we work together, you know.
Family, fellas, we gotta treat our women better.
Oh yeah, bro.
Ladies, you gotta treat your men better.
Yeah.
Like, we have to do better about each other, man. Like, so many families that could have avoided the pain and the turmoil that comes with separation. I mean, thinking about all the kids, you know, that grew up not even knowing who their mom or dad was.
Yeah, man.
Like,
it's crazy. Even some of them use the kids as like ammunition. Yeah. Like, some women like really just dangle their kids in front of their ex because they're not with them anymore. Like, it takes a level of maturity to still be in your child's life and not be with that person, and still be cordial toward them, you know, still treat them right, you know, like, but there's so many situations where women and men have like just taken advantage of the child in order to get back at the ex. Like, instead of, you know, mutually raising this child and being mature and like attending to what this child needs, because this child doesn't need you fussing over him or her. Like, they don't need to see you always upset at their parent, you know. Although, you know, some parents be doing some foolish stuff. Like, you're not supposed to talk about that in front of your children. You know, let them make up their own mind about their parents. You know, you don't have to force feed them that he's a bad man or she's a bad woman. Like, let them, you know, they'll see for themselves. Kids are smart. They're very smart. They're very attentive.
I ain't gonna lie. Some of them ain't, but, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like, it's crazy, bro. Like, black family, like, we all need work. One thing that we do need within all black families is therapy. You know, actually sitting down and talking about the issues we have. Like, the black community is known for holding on to stuff, you know, even until death, man. Like, family secrets and like just all types of stuff, man. That, like, that's why high blood pressure is real high in the black community, other than, you know, eating wrong. But like, we be carrying so much, man. So much.
You know, it's crazy. You know, I was gonna say, another thing we need is Jesus. But you know, black people, a lot of black folks be some of the most religious people you can run into.
Oh yeah,
we're very religious. We can be very religious.
Yeah,
but yet seem to have missed the point of it all.
Oh yeah, yeah,
like
bruh.
missed the whole. We done missed the whole meat of it. A lot of it's not everybody. I mean, we're not talking about everybody. We're just pointing out some large issues here.
Yeah.
Stuff that I've seen growing up, with black families, man. Like, we spend all day in church, but our relationship with Christ, like,
oh no, it ain't.
I mean,
don't be where
I'm sorry. The evidence of it's very evident the lack thereof. I mean, I've
even been in that position myself, like where you've been going to church so much, but your own relationship be messed up. Like, you be dependent on church.
And you can tell that a lot of these people's relationships be messed up by how they treat the rest of their family.
Yeah. And you know what, man? Like, I think even when situations come to us, a lot of people panic because they don't know what to do. You know, like, it used to be a point where I was in the same predicament. You know, something dramatic or bad would happen to me, and I just go off, like, worrying. But until I build that relationship with Christ and truly know what it means to have him on your side, like, I was back there panicking, man. But now, like, that my relationship isn't based on, you know, what someone else has said about him. Like, I'm reading for myself, I'm studying for myself of who Christ is. Like, I can build my own relationship, and it's allowed me to not panic when stuff happens. It was like, okay, you know, this happened to me, but God still got my back. You know, I don't jump off at the handle when something happens. Like, I think a lot of times we just go off of foolishness, man. Like, we really be panicking when really it's not a big deal. Like, just little stuff. But, you know, like I said, man, like, we really got to get back to the true root of who Christ is, especially in family, man. Like, I think another aspect is, even when it comes to church, where our family gets neglected because of church. You know, like, it's important we go to church, don't get me wrong, but sometimes, like, it's good to spend time with your family.
How many days a week can you recall going to church in one week?
Oh my gosh, man, we had Bible study, Sunday service, BTU, choir rehearsal, usher practice. Like, bruh, we were in it all.
I can remember going to Sunday school at like 9.
Yep.
Church was at 11.
Yep.
And then they'd have an afternoon service like at 6.
Yeah.
There was Bible study on Wednesdays.
Yep.
Then we had another church service on Thursdays. I can't remember what. I mean, okay, and that's not even including like any rehearsals, like choir.
Exactly.
Like, there was no life. Like, it was hard for some people to have a life outside of church, man. Like, that was crazy.
Yeah. I was like, man, like, when I was young, I was sick of church. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, bruh, like, we don't do nothing else. Like, like, man, even like, you know, we'd be participating in watch night, and you'd be like, man, like, I want to do something fun on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, man, I ain't never been outside of church. And, you know, of course, we're not knocking it, but like, we didn't experience life outside of church, you know? But yeah, man, like, we were so stuck in like, we gotta be in church. I think sometimes we were in church so much because of fear. You know,
fear,
like,
if we wasn't in church, we was going to hell.
Yeah, like, we were hiding from the world at a lot of times, you know, like,
still are.
That is true, man. Like, and it's like, you know how Catholics, they'll come and confess their sins to the priest or whatever. I think we were feeling like we were covered because we were going to church.
Yeah.
And that's not
how it works.
That's not how salvation works. Like, man, like, grace is God. Jesus died for us. That is how it works, man. Belief that he died for your sins. And I think, like, you know, we still got to get back to that mentality, you know, especially in our black families, because if we don't get to the root of why we're here, of why God put us together, of why, you know, why we're living on this earth, like, we'll lose our black families even more, you know. But yeah, man, like, it's important to know your history, especially when it goes for black families. But yeah,
speaking of history, you know, like we said, we want to share a black history fact each episode this month. And one I found particularly interesting was on the PBS.org. It's about cowboys. What a lot of people may not know is 1 in 4 cowboys was black. In fact, it's believed that the Lone Ranger was inspired by an African-American man named Bass Reeves. Reeves had been born a slave but escaped west during the Civil War where he lived in what was then known as the Indian Territory. He eventually became a deputy U.S. Marshal and was a master of disguise, an expert marksman, and a Native American companion, and rode a silver horse. His story was not unique, however, which means that happened quite a few times. In the 19th century, the Wild West drew enslaved blacks with the hope of freedom and wages. Dragging them along, huh?
Yeah, man.
When the Civil War ended, freedmen came west with the hope of a better life where the demand for skilled labor was high. These African Americans made at least a quarter of the legendary cowboys who lived dangerous lives facing weather, rattlesnakes, and outlaws while they slept under the stars driving cattle herds to market. While there was little formal segregation in frontier towns and a great deal of personal freedom, black cowboys were often expected to do more of the work and the roughest jobs compared to their white counterparts. Loyalty did develop between the cowboys on the drive, but the black cowboys were typically responsible for breaking the horses and being the first ones to cross flooded streams during cattle drives. In fact, it is believed that the term cowboy originated as a derogatory term used to describe black cowhands.
So how about them cowboys?
It makes sense because, you know, they was good about calling people boy back then.
Oh yeah, man. Like, it's crazy how just a child term can be turned to derogatory. Like, man,
doggone dudes older than you over here talking about, hey boy, where you going?
I'm like, boy,
are you lost, boy? That's how they used to carry on.
Okay, look,
it's interesting.
Yeah, man, like it's crazy, and that's just interesting itself. Like they said, like, we don't really see these, you know, stories about black cowboys, you know, like recently
the closest thing we've seen to that is what, Django?
Yeah, Django about the only thing I've seen. Like, you know, we were sprinkled in the Western movies and shows, but we didn't get no spotlight.
Yeah, not really. No.
And the fact that the Lone Ranger was inspired by an African American man, like, we don't see that. Like, I didn't know that. I definitely didn't know that.
So a lot of people would have us forget this type of stuff. They don't like it being thrown up. Why? Because I mean it highlights a dark place, you know, where people of another color were they were now my mind's going blank over here.
I mean, but like a lot of people get mad when black people play white roles. You know, like, they were getting mad because what's the girl name? Zendaya was hinted at playing the Little Mermaid. Like, they were like, oh no, we can't have no black Little Mermaid. Like, come on, bruh, it's not that deep. Like fam. But yeah, man, like it's crazy how, you know, these things are forgotten in history. Like we said, even Betty Boop was inspired by a black woman. And like these are stuff we don't know, man. That's why it's important.
That makes sense. I mean, because come on, man. Look at the shape of that Betty Boop, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
No offense to our Caucasian sisters and brothers, but they ain't have it like that back in the day.
Yeah, we done mixed in now a little bit, so they popping out. But boy, in the 50s, man.
Oh no, man.
No, you lying.
They ain't have that shit. Shoot, I bet you Jessica Rabbit black.
Gots to be.
Like, man.
Gots to be.
But yeah, bro, like it's very interesting of what black culture has really contributed, man. Like it's a lot, man. And I'm thankful for our black history.
Yeah. So what are we saying? You know, let's keep the positivity going with the black family. You know, like, fellas, if you out there looking for a woman, just keep this in mind. You know, you're looking at somebody. If you're just sleeping with her, man, then you need to take better precautions, man, because I mean you could mess around and make a child with this person, and now like you have no intention of being with her. Now you have just a vicious cycle is started. Because I mean, all too many times have we seen, you know, y'all just out kicking it. He just wanted to smash. Now she done got pregnant. He don't want to be nowhere around. And sometimes it's the other way around. You know, she don't want the baby.
Exactly.
Like all types of mess, man. Like just be more mindful about your future, and not just your future, but the next generations. I mean, you make a child, you have a responsibility to both of you.
Oh yeah, you gotta own up to it, man. Like that's why I say sometimes God allows that to happen, because we wouldn't have matured if we didn't, you know. Like sometimes it takes, you know, unfortunate circumstances to get us to grow up, and man, that's why you gotta stay away from the foolishness.
Stay away from the foolishness. Sure. Speaking of which, y'all already know what time it is.
Oh yes,
it is Miss Me with the
Foolishness.
What do we got today, bro?
All right, so this one was very interesting. There was a 93-year-old man who shoots apartment manager in both legs because there was water damage in his apartment unit. So this happened in Las Vegas. You know, he's facing charges after police said he shot an apartment manager in both legs during an argument. His name was Robert Thomas. Like he said, he was 93 years old, and he used a 9mm handgun and fired 3 rounds. So pretty much what the police said, he said Thomas entered the apartment office around 10 a.m. He made several verbal threats and pulled out the handgun. One employee called the police, and the victim sat in the chair near Thomas as they continued to argue. But police said that the argument was over water damage and flooding inside his apartment. So they got video of this man, and he is seen firing the first shot across the office. And the police said that, you know, the bullet hit the wall and went through a computer screen, but no one was struck. But
that was the warning shot.
That was the warning shot. But he was then seen lining up the victim's leg. And when he fired, the victim fell out. And he was on the floor in pain. And we'll probably put up the video too. But like, man,
they charged him with burglary?
Yeah.
With a firearm?
Like, fam wasn't playing no games. Like, look at this, bruh. Like, he shot him dead in the chair. Look at this. Like, bow. He said, oh, I'm kneecap you. Like, he went old school.
That ain't even funny the way Buddy fell, boy.
Like, look at him. He put his hand in his pocket. Like, you gonna fix it now? You gonna fix it now? And then I think he shot him again for good measure. Like, fam just chilling. Like, he don't care. Like, he
Bro,
like...
he too cool with the fedora
okay,
and
like,
everything.
fam got the hand in the pocket, like...
He's like, yeah, see? It's curtains for you, see?
Like, he like, I do this... Oh, we want more? Bow.
Oh!
So he got both legs, bruh. He got both legs. He was not playing around.
Oh,
Like,
man.
the police came. He just calmly put the gun down.
Dog, boy, he handled that 93-year-old man rough,
Like,
boy.
but look at this man's picture.
Yeah, y'all gonna see this picture,
Like,
man.
this dude looks
crazy
crazy.
off his
like,
meds.
man, he look like he should be in a insane asylum. Like, he was ready to risk it all over this water damage for his apartment. Like, I wonder what got damaged to make him go up and kneecap old buddy. Like, come on, man.
Serious business. Serious business.
He said, "Oh, you don't want to fix
But he
it?"
took his time too.
Okay, like, he had his hand in the pocket. Like, he
around.
looked real calm. Like, he wasn't shouting. He was just like, man, need to fix my apartment. Like,
That is the sign of somebody who is sick of the shenanigans.
okay,
man.
like, he was had it. But yeah, man, like, you gotta be careful these days, cause some of these jokers are just ruthless. Shoot, but yeah, man, like, you gotta be careful out here. You know, I know it's 2021. You know, Corona's still out here in these streets. But, you know, you still gotta stay safe out here. Because you never know what craziness will come across your path. But yeah, man, you got anything else to add?
No, bro. Y'all just take these things into account. You know, I mean, yeah, just take these things into account. Be mindful. Yeah. Subscribe if you ain't already subscribed. We're on everything. All the outlets for podcasts.
Yeah. YouTube.
Follow the YouTube, Instagram, Parking Lot Parables.
Yes, sir.
If you want to follow me, you can follow me, Matthew Priest, on Facebook, Matthew_E_Priest on Instagram, and I'm President MP on Snapchat and Twitter.
Oh yeah. If you want to follow me, you can follow me at The Chase Harden on all social media platforms.
And once again, we want to say, hope y'all have a great Black History Month. Y'all just stay safe out there. Once again, I am Matt P.
And I'm Jeremy Chase.
One time.
Yes, sir.